Thank you very much, Matt. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Stephen Creaner. I'm the Executive Director in Enterprise Ireland with responsibility for the Industrial Life Sciences Division and the Innovation Research and Development remits. I'm delighted to be here today to participate in this event and do some closing remarks. It has been an outstanding event, and you can see now why we carry out this event every year. It gives a great example of the vitality and the robustness of the research commercialisation activity in Ireland and how it contributes to the Irish economy. I thought the 12 presenters today were a role model of the spin-out activity in the country today, and it was really interesting in the way they presented in a very concise, passionate and hugely empathetic approach to their client and customer needs, the actual aptitude of their products for the resolving of particular problems and challenges. It was also very interesting to see their approach to innovation. They adopted a multifactorial approach to innovation, in my opinion, which not just focused on the product they were developing, but also the process by which it would be enabled to deliver to the market and the customer and client experience of what they were trying to deliver. It was very interesting as well to hear Deirdre Glenn's conversation with Matt, covering a whole range of elements in relation to the research commercialisation contribution to the Irish economy. It's really interesting to see that over 1,200 people have participated in over 200 companies developed over the last decade, and they carry out a spend of about 120 million in the economy every year. That, together with the contribution they make to our HPSU strategy within Enterprise Ireland, occupying about 15 to 20% of that remit, is really key to why we focus so heavily on this research commercialisation activity in Enterprise Ireland. As I looked at the factors and the figures associated with today's event, it was really interesting and encouraging to see some new and emerging trends. You might remember from last year we focused very heavily on female founders, and it's nice to see that that particular participation has grown in the last 12 months. This year, 7 of the 12 presenters today were co-founders out of the remit who were part of the spin-out activity. It's also interesting to see the number of people with large amounts of commercialization experience joining these spin-out companies, and that's a key factor that we think will enable their long-term success. As per last year, life sciences were probably the bigger player in most of the presentations today, but we're beginning to see a bit of a diversification within that particular cohort, and it was nice to see female health being a key aspect being represented, which wasn't always the case in previous years. Also, artificial intelligence was a key aspect, and that's a nice new addition to previous remits. As I looked at the 12 presentations today, I don't envy the choices that had to be made by the adjudicating panel, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what decisions they made. But before we get to the awards portion, I'd just like to thank a few people. Firstly, Matt, to thank you yet again. You're the absolute exemplar of preparation and professionalism. It's a phrase I think I used last year, and I can't believe it's 12 months since we were here last, but I just thought it was really brilliantly done. So thank you very much on behalf of Enterprise Ireland. I'd also like to thank the Big Ideas team. They were involved in every aspect of today's event and the preparation beforehand, both in terms of the pitches and in terms of the preparation of the look back video. And they had to tolerate me doing a couple of dry runs on that last Thursday. So, but I really appreciate the preparation and the quality in which they delivered today's conference. Finally, I'd like to thank Emer. I mean, I thought that interview was superb. You've come up with a new tagline for Big Ideas. I think it should be called, I'll do that, you know, and just how it represented the optimism, the capability, and the absolute self-confidence that's required. I know you called it naivety, but I don't think it was. I think there's an element of you know, I can do that, so why wouldn't I do that? And I really thought that was a brilliant interview. So that's the short summary of what my observations on today's conference. Again, a great event. I think we had about 1,200 people sign on. Sorry, 2,700 people sign on. We had about 1,200 last year. So this event is really growing, and we had a large voting population for the viewer's choice as well. With that said, it's time to move over to the awards. So this is the nice bit of the afternoon. I get to award 2 of the prizes Obviously, there's the One to Watch award, which is adjudicated by a selection of Enterprise Ireland directors who are watching the presentations today. And then there's the Viewer's Choice Award. And as I said, over 2,300 people voted in the Viewer's Choice Award, so that's a fantastic response. So without further ado, if I could, I'd like to call out the One to Watch Award, which is our principal award, and it's to Lyn Markey of XTremedy Medical. Congratulations. Lyn, if you could just wait there for one moment, I'm going to call up, I forgot to mention, I'm going to call up the Viewer's Choice Award as well, so Matt can have a conversation with both of you together after the actual awarding. And the Viewer's Choice Award is Jürgen Osing from PEARlabs. Congratulations. So with that said, I'd like to hand over the awards, and then maybe Matt, I think you want to have a conversation with both of today's winners. So congratulations.
Great.
Well done.
Thanks very
Congratulations.
much. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank
Well
you
done.
very much. Thank you.
Great, congratulations. If I can move you perhaps over towards the podium and we'll get into a shot here together. So, well done, congratulations. Lyn, just remind us again, just very briefly, what it is you're actually doing and what you hope to be able to do.
Absolutely. So, yeah, at XTremedy Medical, we're developing a surgical device to treat bone and soft tissue infections. And we're currently raising a seed round to get this into patients, to get to first-in-man studies.
And hopefully this will be a great boost for you. I'm sure all the venture capitalists who've been watching will have been greatly interested by the presentation that you made.
Absolutely, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, how much of a pressure is that? I mean, having a great idea, having a real love for it, and then wondering, will you get backed financially for it?
That's it, it's always the risk. No matter how good the technology or how good the idea is, if there isn't finance behind it, you run out of runway, essentially. So it's really at a critical point for XTremedy, raising this fund to get to the next level.
And then having to have a good business plan behind it as well.
Absolutely. That's key to getting investment, really.
Yeah, I mean, for people who are very much coming from a scientific or technology background, how difficult is it to actually to come up with these sort of the nuances that are required to develop something as a business?
Yeah, I mean, I think the technology has to be sound to be able to address the issue, but we've been very lucky. We're supported by commercial advisors within Galway that have been hugely supportive to XTremedy Medical. They've really helped us bring on our business plan and develop it to get an investment ready.
Congratulations to you. We look forward to seeing how you go in the years to come. Best wishes, and we look forward particularly next year's video and see how you've gotten on. And congratulations to you again on your victory as well in this.
Thank you, Matt.
Tell us a little bit again, just remind us of exactly what it is you're doing.
Yeah, PEARlabs has developed a super resolution microscopy imaging platform that is going to revolutionize how we can develop or look at diseases like cancer, look at beyond the tissue and cell level, look into the molecular level to understand the disease and hopefully come up with some effective treatments. You're
the commercial lead as well on this project.
Correct.
So just tell us a little bit about your role in doing that.
Yeah, I've joined Dominic Zerula, the professor out of UCD, who has invented the technology together with his team. So I've come up, joined Dominic to help with the commercialization in the last 6 months to the EI Business Partner Program. It's been a great experience so far. And what was it that made you pick this particular project to become involved in? I actually come myself from a physics background, so and I had done life science instrumentation before with a spin out of Trinity College, which we got from early stages through commercialization to a successful exit. So being in that domain was very intriguing to me, and the potential that this technology had, I could see that, and it was an easy choice.
Do you think it's important for others to do as you've done there, to get somebody in as a commercial lead perhaps at times?
Well, yes and no. If I look back 20 years ago when I did my first spin out, there was no business partner program, and I came out as a postdoc and took the leap into the commercial world and had to learn things the hard way and probably made a good few mistakes that could have been avoided with the help of a commercial lead. So I think thinking about it, it's probably beneficial to have some commercial experience behind that.
So what are your ambitions now for this business? How quickly do you think will you be able to scale up?
Well, the challenge now is to develop our first prototype, a minimum viable product, to get the finance to do that and execute our business plan to bring it to some other microscopy suppliers as a partner that will bring it to the market then. So that's the challenge. So funding, development of the product or the prototype, and then execute the commercial plan.
Congratulations on your award and best wishes for the future to both of you. And indeed, I think it is fair to say I've been involved with this for 5 years now at this stage, and the presentations today were absolutely excellent. 12 really, really good products that I can imagine very much being investor ready, and that there will be many people who have been watching today who will be in contact with our 12 finalists, who in their own way are all winners, and will be making hopefully very good offers to provide finance to move on to the next phase of developments. I'd also like to thank Emer for what was, for me, absolutely a fascinating interview to conduct. I mean, she has been an absolute role model in her field and is very much inspiring as to what people can do based out of Ireland. So thank you to her as well for being with us here today. And to everybody involved in Enterprise Ireland for all the work that goes into assembling what is such a really excellent production. And I'm delighted to be the one who's just here at the end, helping to put it all together at the very end. So until next year, from Big Ideas, we look forward to seeing all of you again next year. Thank you very much for being with us.